Hi everyone! Good to see you! So many new faces. My last video for some reason got a lot of attention lately and I've seen a substantial rise in subscribers too. I've been receiving so many comments and you guys are all so kind. Thank you so much. And now with all my thanks out of the way, let's get on to the video. So yeah. In January, I was able to get my Nintendo Switch, and the first game I got for it was Mario Party, of course. But after that, I decided to get Animal Crossing, and I've been playing on the bus for quite a while, and I'm having a blast because I haven't gotten to the I have nothing to do phase. I've only finished the main storyline a few weeks before writing the script, so yeah, I'm still having a lot of fun. I've seen many people do human versions of Animal Crossing villagers and I thought I want to do it too. Many people go for the more popular characters, but I wanted to draw my villagers. Starting off with the characters you get at the beginning. These characters are randomized for every player. I got Flo. Flo is a sister type villager and I really like her. At first her design made me think she would be a mean character. I'm pretty sure it's because of her eyes. They're a bit too harsh in my opinion, but after I talked to her I was pleasantly surprised because she is actually pretty nice. One thing I found really interesting about her is that when you get stung by wasps, if you go talk to her, she acknowledges it, like all villagers, and gives you medicine. Supposedly, she always has medicine with her. She told me it's because she would get hurt all the time as a kid and her mother would make her carry medicine with her all the time, and Sweet Flo has no problem with giving it to us whenever necessary. When translating her design into a human form, I tried to copy the shape of her face markings on her short hairstyle. At first I wanted to give her a swoopy hair, but I think a pixie cut gets the idea of cool big sister across much better. I also gave her orange lipstick to mimic her beak, and then I turned her sweater design into a jacket. The pattern was kinda hard to do, but I managed, and I can just say that what a glow up she had in terms of fashion in New Horizons. Her old shirt design was really ugly in my opinion. Anyway, here's Flo, one of my first villagers. My other randomized character was Tiansheng. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. He's not my favorite, but he's a close second. He is very active, optimistic, and is always talking about sports and how we should always put in the effort. Despite not sharing the same interests as him, I find him really nice and fun to be around. I feel like my character's good friends with him by now because he gave me a nickname, Vitamin S, and the other day he gave me another nickname, Iron S. So I find that really cute. When translating his design, it was very straightforward. He already had a full outfit, so I only had to think about how I translate his features into a human face. One thing that I really like about him is that he is a reference to the Monkey King from Journey to the West, and you can tell it by his crown headbang thingy. I never read the book, but from my understanding, the crown is a very important aspect of his character in this situation. Tiansheng, my second favorite. After this, we have to island hop and meet new villagers and invite them to our island. In this phase of the game, you have to invite 3. The first one is like my favorite villager, Zucker. Zucker understands me at a deeper level. He absolutely loves food. I love food, so obviously I love him. Whenever I give him fruit, he gets so happy. He's really adorable. I mean, look at him. Look at this. He's so cute. I love his cheeks and the fact that he's based off of takoyaki. I think that's how you pronounce it. He's lazy, which isn't a good quality per se, but because of that, he's really easygoing and calm. And I also appreciate that he every now and then send me a letter. He is also the only villager I've sent a letter to. so that should say enough of how much I like this character. In his human form, I drew him with a bun with a chopstick to mimic his head shape. I mean, he's so precious. In my mind, he's much smaller than the others. Next up is Nan. Nan is a sister-type villager. I seem to have a lot of this in my island, actually. She's really nice. She always calls me kid, and one thing that I noticed is that she seems to like flowers a lot because she's always watering the flowers around the island. Her design is super cute. I love her hair that is in a lighter color, and her dress is super sweet. I don't dislike Nan, quite the opposite in fact, but I don't talk much to her, so I can't tell you much more about her. When I translated her design to a human, it was really easy. I just gave her the same outfit and partial pigtails to mimic her horns. And our next villager is Rio. Rio is a peppy villager. I am pretty sure she's a peppy villager. She's entertaining. She calls me Little Chick, which I find adorable, and she's always super energetic. When I got the game, I didn't know this could happen, but I think Rio was the first villager I saw getting angry at another villager. I think she was mad at Sucker. I didn't know why. I tried talking to them, but they just kept mumbling about how they couldn't stand each other. It was really weird. I wasn't expecting that. But after a bit, they returned to normal. In fact, I think she was there on Zucker's birthday, so I think they're fine now. Her human design was also very straightforward. I gave her lilac eyeliner to mimic her eyes in the original design and gave her a puffy ponytail because honestly it's just one of those things that I've always wanted to draw. After these three, you have the opportunity to build a campsite. Eventually new villagers will spend the day there and you'll have the chance to invite them to stay on your island. I accidentally invited Zell to stay. I didn't like him very much at first. I think he's a bit cocky. He gives me vibes of those guys that act like they're models of superstars and are full of themselves. And here's the thing, I think that was exactly the idea. But Animal Crossing never goes too far with these ideas, so after a while it's just charming. Kinda in the same way Papyrus from Undertale may come across as egocentric at first, but is just a cinnamon roll and I would protect him at all costs. I don't feel that strongly about Zelda. After that, I got some other villagers in my campsite, but I didn't like them, so I didn't invite them to my island. I had learned my lesson. At some point, Tom Nook will give you the opportunity to sell some land. You get some Nook miles out of this transaction, but you don't have a say on who comes to your island. So, Ali. I was so unhappy when I got her. I didn't talk with her for ages. I found her design a bit tacky and she looked mean. And when I finally talked to her, she called me out on it, which caught me off guard. And it made me feel really bad, actually. I eventually warmed up to her and now we're cool. She's nowhere near my favorite, but I'm cool with her. When translating her design to human form, I didn't know what to do. She had leopard print, which in my opinion is very, very tacky, and all I could think was, how the hell am I going to make this look good? And then I remembered the early 2000s. I'm an early 2000s kid, so I still remember how tacky fashion could be back then, and I thought it could suit her, the early 2000s fashion, so here she is. And finally, Roscoe. Roscoe was the final villager I got at the time of this recording. I love the guy the second he stepped foot on my island. I mean, look at him. He looks so cool. He gives off punk vibes and I love it. In terms of personality, he seems to be laid back and, well, cool. The other day was his birthday, so I decided to go to the clothing shop and get something for him, because I discovered that if you give villagers clothing, they will put them on. I discovered this when I gave a pair of sunglasses to Ali, and she immediately put them on. So I thought the same thing would happen if I were to give it as a birthday present. I got him two things, a sunglasses and a fedora. But I wasn't able to give him both, so I got sad immediately. But I got even sadder when Roscoe simply didn't put the hat on. I got so sad, and a few days have gone by and I still haven't seen him with it. Maybe I have to wait a little longer. But anyway, here's my Roscoe. Here's the final lineup of all my villagers. If you've gotten this far, please consider liking the video, leave a comment or subscribe. Either way, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye!